Yes, 5 minutes late. Not that that matters, I think. But nevertheless, I have a job to do. So, let's look at my videos a little bit here. My hand will cross over a little bit because of the way I've had to try to set the camera for picking up the. Got a couple of good videos coming in. Got a live going right there. I put up this video right here. Got 'em. Glow Energy Amber in color at 102-ish. So 1 minute, 2 second-ish. Two subject black bears. And then I notice the flash, I call it out. So it gives you the idea, okay, to know when approximately it happened. And so what I've gone and done today is decided that I'm going to look into that pretty good with us. And so what I'm able to do is I'm able to do that button right there and go right like that to my own little video that I just made, or did a shortcut on this one. So it's a video. And in that 5 seconds, we get to see the flash. You get to see a little flash, I think, first, and then a second. Go over my community page. We'll do that after that. We're going to go to the community page also. So let's just watch this flash, guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this. I can't do that. How do I? Okay. I'm just kind of here, guys, is for me to use slow mode. Okay, now I'm remembering now. Oops. Play. And picture quality. I never even thought about this part of it, which I'm just going to hit us back to approximately the proper speed. I'll watch it through a few times, okay? Looks like I got a little fast. So what I'm going to do is put my thing up in the area. See right by me there, and the second one was under me, I think. We will slow this down. We will come in closer, but I want you to realize the ability to see that light. For us to understand, like for me to even catch that light, whether I was looking that way, or not, could be a question. But I really don't think I was. I'm pretty sure that I was on the bears. Get me over here. There's a fair amount of movement in the camera. So what we want to do, so it would be even better for me to have a very shorty at that time. And we're on the slowest speed. So I'm just going to get us to that spot. Okay. So now I'm going to do the drag thing. Scrubbing, I guess we call it. Trying to look for that best frame here. Ooh, there's a nice one. You seen that one? Where was it? Let's just do that first. And if you guys see, as you're going to see, like right now at this distance and this, excuse me, picture quality, which can we change the picture quality? Editor. No, but if I hit editor, this is where I can won't have zoom. No, so I'm going back. Because I'd be able to get, you know, to the frame very well there. Bang! Right on the nose. But we couldn't do zoom, so now we're doing zoom. And let me tell you guys, whoops. See this black area there? They're in there. There's less up there. But in all reality, these trees might have a whole bunch. Like we can't really say what we're looking at there. A lot of people say their answers and stuff like that, and I get it, and is what it is. Let's do this. I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go. Just gently solo it. Nothing really. I think I might still move a little bit more. See a whole frame there. Or not really a whole frame. Right there. It's very sensitive, this thing, and sleight hand movement. Let's see what I get here. Doink. Not the second one. I want the second one. Did we see it? Yeah. I see it, Big Daddy. Hey, Shoddy, how's it going? Good to see you. You know the glowing stuff that we got going on, right? Sure you do. Have you tuned in to realize it's coming from most likely the eyes from all my discovery work is what I'm coming up with. Okay, right there. So I'm going to save this one. And then we're going to watch this. I don't know if this is a super short one or if I have to go into the other file. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the super short one. So I've gone into this really short for us. So get myself out of the way here. Well, that's one of the guys doing their little flashes on us there, Shoddy, with their eyes. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you go onto my community page, you're going to see a number of different pictures. And you're going to see on a couple of different collage pictures that I've done, I'm trying to point out the little green-headed looking thing about the size of my thumb, somewhere in that range, with two eyes that could be a bar of eyes because of the way that glow we're looking at right now works. So in other words, I believe it kind of has two eyes here with like us. So he's kind of got two eyes, but he can actually, you know, when the brightness, once it flows over, if there is a ridge or not, but that brightness can just go ching as one. So there, and Shoddy is saying that he's totally aware, and if you go onto his channel and such like that, you'll realize that, you know, he's having a space adventure, I think, in some respects. Let me do it here. Let's go like that. There we go. And yeah, so if we now, because we've played this quite a few times, so people can get something there. I mean, I can go like this and pause it. Where's the bigger flash going? Let me just check this out. Okay, right there. Gonna just bring up the biggest frame. Come on, silly. There. Oop. Oh, darn. You know, let me just keep playing that for a minute because my son has just come here for a second. The cloak is real, bro. Those flashes mean something to something, bro. Catch, by the way. Thank you. Oh, yeah, for sure. They're coming from my eyes. How's it going, buddy?
Hey.
So they're like, let's go over to my community page. Because this is actually in my own file there, Shoddy. Whoops. And over on my community page, that's it in kind of the brightest I could get it to, okay? So now I also made a collage of 6 of them broken down. 6 of that same brighter one, not the less brighter one. So these are 6 different times of glow that it was in the mode. So you can see the 3 on the bottom, how they're all different sizes even. I mean, they are different closenesses and stuff because just, you know, how I cropped it for you. Anyway, so Shoddy. So here's some guys that are out in a field. You probably see them, eh, Shoddy? Like the guy in the blue diamond, he's the sharpest showing. You can come back and look at these. And those are all different clips. Oh, those are actually photos, those ones. But before I talk to my son here, I just want to shoot down. That's just a cow's nose. I was horsing around there. I want to shoot down because I don't know if I heard you talk about cloaking and stuff, and to me, cloaking is just about hiding, buddy. So now what I want to show you is right there. This is what I believe is the head of a being, with an eye there and an eye there that are just on black right now. This weird thing here, just put it that way, it is weird. So you see where that supposedly head is above this weird thing? Now we go over here, and my red dot is the pointer. There's the head there. And there's that thing. So you can kind of see it's on an angle. It looks like there's, like if you could zoom in right now, you'd probably be able to tell, but it looked like you can see the bridge of, like, let's call it a nose, or where the eyes aren't connecting, and that one almost looks like a unibrow. So now we come down to this one here, and here we still get to see this thing just the same. But this leaf has taken over position, and there's the guy's head now. So that's a picture of 3 of them. And I'm still going to zoom us down here, because those are just other pictures you can look at of probably type heads you've seen and stuff. I don't know if you noticed, but the major, thanks a lot, Shoddy. You notice the major growing on things, how they're quite a bit larger, some of your stuff, you know, in cases where they're farming, because these guys are real farmers. And look at this, eh, Shoddy? I bet you your eyes are going crazy. So those 2 pictures are the same one with just a different effect. Here I'm trying to show how tiny, like this rock here, they are actually marking up this rock and stuff, and I'm trying to show people how tiny, because look at the mouse or the fly's foot there. You ever get a feeling of a locust kind of mentality out of these things, Shoddy? Okay, here's the other one. And then that way I can talk to my son and let him go. So right here is where I see a head. Here, see that thing that goes up like it's a Y or something? It's of interest too. I think it might be a second being. So here's a far shot of him. See his head? Right there. And it was like this kind of a shot where I seen that thing standing out. It was unreal. And then here he is again. And there's where you got the unibrow of the eyes. Not a unibrow of the eyes. So what's that? 4 different photos of that one. You know, something like that. What I want to do, guys, is I want to just put us on the actual video here and watch that area, and you'll realize that And remember, it's just off. I'll stay just below it. So if where the flashing's going to go, no locust understanding at all, right? Okay. I could probably work with you a lot, Shoddy, if you want to kind of see how you can open your mind to my work, my understanding. Because I tell you, man, there's a reason why I call myself the tracker, and the reason is because I've tracked these beings. Like right now, they're actually hurting the bears. The bears might have made that decision to go across the road. But at the end of the day, those guys, when I came home, I threw some fries, leftover fries and chicken there. Sure, the bears can smell and stuff. But I tell you, when you really watch this whole video, the one bear is walking all over the place while the other bear cat finds the food, eats it, and the other bear's smelling all over the place. He's not like on it deadly. So their sense of smell isn't like how we might see it as 100% perfect. Well, these guys up in the trees are a lot more 100% perfect. And a lot of what they're doing is actually herding those guys around, herding the deer around and stuff, which I bet you probably already clue into the deer part of it. But let's me just do this. Well, it's not that. Do this. Where am I going? Oh, right there. Just going to put myself on pause here, guys. And I'm going to do this. Oops. Yeah, that's right. This one? Oh, no, not this one. Oops. So this one. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to go like this so people can get a big figure in here. I'm just going to pop out. Yeah, I just grabbed that bucket. Nice. I figured it would be good for us.
A little chair.
Chair.
Are those new ones?
Yeah, I put them at the dollar store. They're only $4.
Nice.
And they're actually a little bit more comfortable than the black. A little bit more foamy, because that's what they do is foamy stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we can cover it.
COVID free.
That guy there's our other guy. I'll put you out now. If you want on this channel and stuff, he knows watching some of those spooky stuff. And he's in like Alabama or something. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So how much do I owe you? Because it would be 250, right? Yeah. I'm still kind of being low there. 260. Yeah. Three pounds. After this one. After this one. You don't give me a dollar. So it's $250. And then it's saying 70 on top. No, yeah, but the thing there. Okay, so 320, right? Yeah. How much more do I owe? Cool. So we'll just wait a minute. Are you heading home again?
Yeah. When it's fine, I'll probably go home, go make some lunch for tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Did they, they got it all and stuff? They understood.
Yeah, nobody said anything.
Nothing.
Nobody said a word.
So you didn't even call around it or anything?
No, I was actually just talking because I still have a bit of a cough. So let's get.
You should tease the guy, the guy that you could tease or something,
Yeah.
Really good. Even then you're loud, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because you really think I haven't said anything. Maybe those guys, when you were growing up, that you kind of disrespected, they didn't even call you and stuff. Maybe it's because they thought you were home. They didn't look at that.
No.
No, partly.
Back in those days, no way.
Yeah, no, with your first talk, you don't realize what our body is.
Fuck you, sir.
I never realized that. The guys would always tell me, and that's why I always do that sometimes. You just come over to me in a bar or whatever, and stuff, kind of point the guy out or whatever, and say, you know, blah, 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 or whatever, they'll pick me in the bag and just change the same first bar. There's certain things that come out of you.
Yeah.
And you got a certain eye that is different than things. Like my eyes are kind of like a little bit like this. They do with deep pockets. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the one thing about me that's like a little bit.
Well, your nose goes with the Neanderthal. There's that whole thing there and stuff. Look at my eyes.
Yeah.
Still getting better. Yeah, it's still getting thinner from the nail.
Yeah.
You see some thick white leaves. Like thick skin, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff I keep wearing. The body eats a certain amount of it dries out, and eventually it just becomes the rate or something. Yeah, you're down engineer and not really do it. But I tell you, the body's fixing as I go. It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not getting too
any
aggressive.
of this.
Well, you'll maybe learn from this on that. Is it still getting better?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
It's not super bad, though, right?
No.
Does it feel dead?
No, but it does hurt when I like squeeze it.
That's
Still
good.
tender.
That's good.
Yeah. It's not bad at all. I can feel it. Like I can feel this. I can feel this.
Totally normal feels?
Yeah, and at work I'm always 55-pound bags. So you like wrap it along and then stack it and you're doing a couple hundreds a day. So you're just like grabbing it like that. And grab it like that, so we have a big grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to squeeze with this finger too when I do it. So I'm using that finger.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So you're grabbing it like this.
Right. So you're
I'm trying to-
exercising it,
yeah.
You just want to make sure that
It's still strong and like I could
it just doesn't seem like it's in the right spot.
I know.
Oh, I got this little bear on.
Film with me most I can get it really.
I'm gonna get out and try to get close to these two. I don't want. Don't show me. Okay.
You get the lab going.
Yeah. We'll back down here.
You like that, hey?
Hmm? Oh yeah. So you see all that flashing going on there, eh?
Yeah.
You gotta admit that's kind of odd. Can you not admit that? Like, here, let me go like this. Hello, everybody. I'm back. See that excavator there?
Yeah.
Kind of gives you a reference of depth. Like, our eyes can actually judge the distance. Like, my eyes is telling me it's right there, that it's not coming from way back in distance.
Yeah.
With some people, they can't tell that very well, and you just have to study it, and eventually you can tell it very well. But I'm telling you right now, with all the light studies that I do, I can tell whether they're fairly close or far back. And you know Jay, my buddy Jay,
Yep.
when he was there that night, he got an understanding in that, truly, without ever, because you don't really think about that. Oh, I wonder if that street light's closer or that one's closer. We don't really do that stuff, right? So,
Yeah.
and then that time with the, those couple of bears there and stuff.
That's pretty sick.
Bears almost every day, eh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a bear in so long.
That little cub was just out here in front of me just moments ago.
Oh, was that recent?
Yeah, just now. Hey guys, I'll show you a new video that
There's a little cub, right?
I'm gonna release. And I do it like that. Sorry, did I already? Oh, it hasn't been uploaded all the way. Well, I guess I could do it on.
Later this week, like Wednesday maybe or Thursday, come by, I'll make you some dinner.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna go head out now. I'm freaking drained.
Okay, bud.
Well,
So you're saying maybe on what day?
Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you gonna make?
Any suggestions?
My mind is just so everywhere else. Spaghetti, I was thinking.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah,
You still around, Shawty?
I got fresh tomatoes, so I can make my homemade dressing.
You know, the part of the problem is my camera's upside down from how I usually have it. So I'm trying to get, there's the button. Here he is.
Oh, sick. He's just right there.
Yeah. Sorry about the shaking, but I think I'm starting to try to get out of the car here. He looked my way, but he just wasn't cluing in that I was actually in the car. I'd hold the camera up in front of my face. And then at one of these points here, he ended up catching a glimpse. He's young, right? So I was just... So another vehicle came right there or something.
He's ran across the road then from the rear.
Yeah, let's do this. He's not with anybody. He's on his own.
He's not that young, but he's at more of a...
I don't know if he would be 3 years yet. It's scruffy and ugly looking anyways. Maybe we can tell by that height. But that is a short can, you guys. That's not a regular... that is not the regular size can. See there, he kind of clued in I was around.
Wasn't recognizing me at first.
Hands like the size of that.
Oh, that's right. The size of the gate.
That's a human.
Okay, bud. See, Dad.
Love you.
Love you too.
Okay, folks, if anybody's still in our town here hanging out with me, then I'm here. And what I'm going to do, maybe I'll just leave this video on for the background. And I'm going to check and see what kind of questions went on. By doing that, I think I get to. But look at that, how I don't get to actually go up and down with the questions. Whoops. Ian. Oh, hi, Linda. Will you do some work? Take care, Shotty. Okay, well, hopefully, I don't know if anybody's still around or not. But in this in particular video, we get a lot more than just the glowing phenomenon that happens at 1 minute and 2 seconds approximately, just beyond the 1 second. And it happens, whoops, right in this area. See that shadow? Off to the left of that shadow, the shadowed area. So I'll put my dot right in the area, right in this area. Yeah, my camera's like that, a little bit shaky. But what you get to do is you can do, you do pause and play. Well, look at as I come around a little bit more, how that tree even darkens up in that area. Up in the upper, I didn't really look too much. Once I seen that light, I'm happy with that area. And a few other lights do shine, but they're not so much amberish. Okay, here it comes. Ah, you fool. Okay, hang on, guys. Here it comes. And you get to see it twice there. And if I recall properly, we get to see a little bit more. Let me watch this and see if we can see a little bit more going. See down below there? That might have been really off of that car. But you got to think about this. Down in that area there, I don't know if you noticed that. I'm going to bring myself somewhere around there. Just going to hit this back a bit. And now on the tree, see that tree right there? Just watch that part of the base. Okay, I might have not gone back far enough, I guess. Because with me moving weird, yeah, sure. Yeah, it was the vehicle that went through there. So my eye caught one of the vehicles going through, it looks like. But that's part of what they'll fake us out with, is they get the rhythm of vehicles. They can figure out which shines go through where and what is at road level and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was just before my finger came out there. There's a few that happen, so let's watch in that area. See them up there and stuff? I think they were a little bit higher. Let me do that again. Get my red dot in as close as I can so you guys can follow what I think I'm seeing. So I'm thinking up here. Okay? Up around in this height of dot stuff just before finger comes. See those little, yeah, up there. So I'm going to bring my staff right there of pointing, and I think we might be able to see it just under this, oh, a little bit further. Hopefully I don't cover it, but I don't think we do cover it. See that? Okay, just before the finger came then. There. I think it might happen a couple of times, but the finger almost goes exactly on the spot there. Now, do it yourself and look. Wait, hey brother, how's it going? Just hanging out. Shoddy was in here in the house tonight. And have you seen it yet? You know, remember we talked about orbs. You haven't seen any orbs or anything, and people claim they see orbs. I don't believe the orb phenomenon myself. I think it's something different that's going on. Well, at 102, here, brother. Here, let me do this. I'm going to hit this to better quality of picture because they always rip us off and I never remember. And I'm going to slow it down. We're at 57, so at 102, turn this off a bit. You see this dark shadow above my head right there? Red dot can't quite hit it, but right there. Well, right around where my head is now, just above my head, you'll see a bigger flash and then a lighter flash. And that flash happens for such a long time that you get multiple frames, you get it at multiple stages, to be able to do a little bit of this and that. And if your eyes are opening up to other signs of stuff around, then you're absolutely right. But today we're just on that glowing phenomena. And let's check this out. Like I said, it should be about 5 seconds. Oh, now we're doing slower speed, but there it goes. Right now, glowing light will come in. Watch. You're going to get to see a first bigger flash right there. And then you'll see the smaller flash now right there. I don't know if you've had the experiences yet, brother, but that is part of the whole picture. That, I believe, is else, but it is on the being, I believe. I talk about how they break down the road, and I could show you tons of stuff on here, and part of the way you can know is just by how it bleached it looks. It's actually just being picked apart, and all the tar comes off first of the top layers, and the real fine sand granulars. And well, I come to really, talk with a few guys. There's quite a bit of energy in rock, and these guys will not leave rock alone anywhere, guys. They suck the life out of our telephone poles. They split them and stuff, leans, all these different issues that go on with poles that hydro misinterprets. I've seen them do it, replace a line of poles that would have been multi dollars, and they did it. I got it up on video and everything, and they did it way before its time. And And I really think it has just to do with the reputation of what those poles were going through. They figured that they were failing anyways because of the treatment, the pressure treatment. And so they caught those poles probably on covers by insurance, said, look they're failing, pull them all out, replace it. And it was a huge line done exactly the exact same. It was the same style of poles, but just brand new, replaced out maybe 3 or 4 year old poles. So you take them to the bank and understanding however you like. But we're into something big here. And that right there, to shine up right there beside my red dot, is the reason. There's a lot going on. It's part of the end. And you watch this video, you'll notice certain guys around in here. You'll notice certain guys around in this and stuff. There's certain guys in here. This is part of the certain guy group. Is it going to be the little green-headed guys only? I don't know. I'm telling you guys. I look at 2 guys on here tonight. South Sasquatch, and to say their own stuff, what they're figuring out, and how they're perceiving it, and so on and so forth. You guys. But then I've just come into some newer stuff that I bet you now, if they start paying attention in certain ways, there's ways to make this part of them not be so shy. Like they probably, and they're not so shy when they're out there investigating them and stuff. So there's a lot of shyness in these beings. And I get a lot of light shown now, and I've gotten to show 2 friends that have showed up at my camp there. One was a nephew, which, he only had a really short experience, so he might turn it off easily. But Jay was there for 4 hours, and he got to see tons of what you guys got to see right there. And even Jay. Video, there's bigger problems we need to address with the way the forests are being gutted. Push this as yeah, it's not a bigger problem in my view. That's part of the problem, but I have a different view on it. My view is where we will take trees and start to plant them, these beings will come. We could actually, because what they've done here in my area is they've made my area a lot more wet, a lot more rainforesty, whether it's 1 or a 0.1% closer. I'm telling you, it's closer to rainforest. So I know they really do like the rainforest kind in comparison to a dry forest. So now we got tons of places in the world where we probably destroyed the forest. Now they're just huge of trees just going up from this one forest, and you put it 2 feet, and then you plant that row going 5 miles that way, and then all of a sudden, because that's all you could plant, was just that one row, but you get to plant them every few feet. And 5 miles away, you get to plant 600 acres, or just start it at 1 acre, or whatever type thing. That is the thing that they will see. Whatever they get out of it, they don't think like this. And people got to really kind of stop thinking that they think like us. But it doesn't mean they don't think. And it doesn't mean that they're not super intelligent. And it doesn't mean that they don't have a plan, and so on and so forth like that. All that stuff's going on. I agree 100%. But that's my theory of working with these guys. Because they are bears. We see bears everywhere, and they hardly have any good value land to feel comfortable going from our Fraser River into the back of Mission and back and forth, because this is part of where he lives and chooses to live, or his dad, Big Bear, keeps him around, or whatever's going on. But we leave them the poorest trail system in the world. So instead of the Sasquatch, I would go bear first, deer first. You know, that kind of a thing, like all that forest that we don't get to see it right now, but if you could see the forest that I'm looking at all right now, and it, you know, it's right like this video right there. That's where I'm looking right now. That forest it's a huge vein that, you know, covers a certain amount of distance and so on and so forth, and it's probably the biggest piece of property right now still in Abbotsford, in Mission, and it's soon to be destroyed, I would say. So Mark, are you still here? Alrighty guys, I'm out of here. Oh, 2 people around. Thanks a lot, guys, for all the help and all the assistance and all that. But as you can hear, I need to take a break. Peace out.